Imagine for a moment you, the plucky yet inexperienced sailing adventurer, out on your first sail out at sea, excited and nervous, reviewing your knots, soaking in the amazingness that is being on the ocean, when suddenly the unthinkable happens.
Yeah, just letting you know we had to shut down the engine. It was over 200 already. Yeah, mine should be 165, 170, maybe 175 tops, but as soon as it goes over 175, 180, I know it's got an issue.
So here we are on our way to Portobelo, and we hear the words that no sailor ever wants to hear.
The rum is gone?
No, engine issues.
I'm sorry, I just had to I just had to say it. We were having a really great sail to Portobelo. Like, the weather was perfect, the sun was out, it was really fun. It was a moment where it felt like all our dreams were beginning to come true and all that stuff. And then we hear Rick say that the engine is overheating and there's an alarm blaring, and then real life kind of sank in.
So, not being experienced with engine trouble and not really knowing how to help, we basically did what we could, which was help out whenever we could and learn.
Yeah.
And here are some of the lessons that we learned.
I just shut it down because it was encroaching over 200 fast, and I'm just going to give it a few minutes to cool down. So we're just going to bob around here and enjoy a little sunshine, let it cool down. I'll open it up, check the fluids, and maybe burp the air system. Sometimes I've noticed I get an air bubble or something. I mean, we just spent like 3 weeks in the marina, so sometimes you get some growth in the water intake or something on the seawater system. Not sure, but I'm just going to let it cool down before I go check.
Roger, we're just going to hang around and wait and make sure things are good.
Okay, no worries. Thanks. We'll keep you informed. We'll be back to you shortly. Standing by. Alright, we're still hanging at around 200, which is too hot to remove the radiator cap. If I remove the radiator cap at 200, there's pressure and it will just start overflowing, and I don't enjoy that, so we'll wait. But in the meantime, I'm going to check the seawater current and just make sure there's nothing stuck in the strainer, and we'll go from there. You can smell the coolant. It means that there's pressure in the system and it's overflowing. Oh, Maddy?
Yeah?
Can you put the autopilot on manual, please? It's freaking out because we're not motoring. Let's see. We've got water flow coming in for sure. So no problem with water getting into the motor. See if anything looks like it's leaking at the back. Still see a bit of, we've got our normal dose of transmission fluid in the bottom. Nothing more major. Okay, everything is good here. No leaks. Nope, it's dry. So it's just a circulation issue somewhere. So either not enough seawater coming in, or it's still plugged in the heat exchanger itself. One of the two, but we've been sitting for a while. And the heat exchanger, well, yeah, it's hard to say because the heat exchanger is half full of salt water and we're sitting in a marina. So of course the last water it sits with for 3 months, or for 3 weeks while we're in there, is just water from inside the marina. And that's probably not helping the situation. But we are going to have to find, I believe that Jose said he's got some of that barnacle buster, so we may have to try that through the cooling system and just see if that frees up the actual heat exchanger a little bit. Because that could be our immediate issue, because once it gets cleaned out and actually running, it will keep running as long as we don't push it. But sometimes it just keeps overheating because there's some kind of a blockage somewhere, or an air bubble. I don't know what it is, but it's very random, and that's why we have to keep watching for it. So, beer anybody?
So after waiting for the engine to cool down for a while and bobbing in the ocean, we decide to try again and see what happens.
Let's see if we get any better circulation now. She's coming down, it's a 190. Jose, make sure we're not cutting them off or anything. 185.
Good.
185, so it's coming down a little bit. $180. I don't know. This is good news.
Yeah, but
Well, we hope. It's fingers crossed. But yeah, sometimes it's just like an air bubble or something. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but it overheats, and I just have to stop it and let it cool down for a bit. Bleed the system. You know, just burp the seawater intake strainer.
yeah.
And turn it back on again when it cools down a bit. 170.
Great. We
It's
restart.
at 170, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see where we end up.
We ended up right here.
Yeah, we'd certainly rather be out here in the sun than the rain, even with no wind. Okay, you made the #1 mistake of the YouTube world.
Oh yeah?
You blocked the girl.
Out of the way.
Just kidding.
No, we definitely had fun cruising there for a while, but before you knew it, the same problem just popped up again.
I'm just gonna let it cool down, like I said, but hopefully I'll burp it again and we'll resume our way. But it was starting to climb again, so I just gave it a few fast revs and thinking, you know, maybe I'll flush the system through with some rapid acceleration and maybe flush through a little carbon also, because it's been sitting for a while. So I did get a little bit of black smoke out the back at full throttle. I did that a few times and then just shut it down once it reached normal RPM again. So I'm gonna go down in a minute here and just burp the system, and then we'll try it again momentarily. Let's go do this again. It helped last time for a while, but you can clearly smell the coolant again.
So we tried the same procedure again, but this time, no luck.
195. Today is not a happy engine day. It's gonna be a long trip to Portobelo. Yeah, still climbing. Okay, so we wait. Oh, we got sunshine. Let's have another beer.
So it's back to bobbing in the ocean again. And this time we're just jealous of this motorboat passing us by so effortlessly as we still try to diagnose what's wrong with our engine. Time to bring in extreme measures. After checking the coolant level in the engine, we were made aware that we were missing about 1.5 gallons of coolant, so we quickly replenished it with some tap water.
You got the light? Drop the cap.
Because you put the cooler inside?
Well, I had to refill the coolant again.
Yeah. Because oils go down.
It went down, but last time it was full. We checked it,
Yeah.
it was full. There was no issue with the coolant. This time, it's down like 1.5 gallons.
Amazing.
I top it up and it immediately drops to 150.
For lucky we bought a lot of bottles.
Well, yeah, but I don't use that when we have a leak. I just fill it with tap water. So, you know, regular tap water is like 300 parts per minute or less, but so I'm not going to pour coolant in knowing it's just going to run out into the bottom of the engine pan. That's crazy.
For lucky we are almost in
What?
Portobelo.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're about halfway, so give it a test again. Now see what happens. $145.
Amazing.
It's random, completely random.
And with that, we were off again, free to enjoy our passage to Portobelo, with our buddy boat right by our side. Yep, it was time for some snacks and some well-deserved relaxation.
Right behind the reef.
What you got there, my love? Oh, nice. You are
The Heimlich maneuver waiting to happen.
It is a big cucumber. It's really big. Yeah. It makes me think of other things.
I can think of several applications for a tool of that size.
The bigger the better in some cases, I guess.
None of which I can mention on YouTube.